Daniel Hutchins, we're back again for another face. Shit. I almost said Facebook, but I said we're back again for another video discussion from our friends CBR. Yep, CBR. Yep, we're returning back to CBR. Yep. Whenever I fucking mess up, I always. Whenever I fucking mess up, I like to bang my head with my fist. That's just kind of like the most normal thing that I do. Okay, so we're back on the WWW, and we are back on CBR. Now, a few people who don't understand what CBR is, it's comic book resources. I said this a million frickin' times. You guys should know CBR stands for comic book resources. I say this a time again. CBR is comic book resources. Okay, you ready for another video of, you guessed it, controversy? You know me, it's controversy. Woo, 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 woo. Controversy, you know me, it's controversy. Woo, woo. Join the controversy train as we talk about Superman. He reminds us that everyone has a story, and that is not an excuse. It's not an excuse. It is not an excuse. Superman, his childhood, has instilled in him a sense of compassion, and when he uses his powers, the villainous Mongol has a different upbringing. Now get through your heads because this is another controversy. Woohoo! Okay, 12 minutes ago. Okay, and there's a picture of him down below saying, Next! Okay, so recent story arcs of Action Comics has now pitfalled Superman against one of his most powerful opponents in the fucking universe. The alien warlord we know, Mongol. It's been something of a character exploration, should they say. Yes, because showing Superman would be like when he's removed from his usual issue on Earth. The 2022 or 2022 Action Comics annual takes things a step further, exploring the childhood of Man of Steel and an old bully of his, Mongol. Yep, Mongol. Yep, the result of this story is explores concepts of strength, weakness, power, and how to drive the use of power to a certain way that can define or corrupt somebody. Though Mongol is given a somewhat harsh upbringing, it's ultimately no excuse for a killer who would become one of his greatest enemies. Again, Mongol and Superman were starker than ever before. Related to this article, John Bryan has saved Superman but couldn't do the same for Wonder Woman. We're not talking about that shit. We're talking about something else. Okay, young Clark Kent had to learn when to fight. Well, we all have to learn how to fight, you dumbass. We all got picked on and bullied in fucking school, so you should know how to learn how to fight. So in 2022 Action Comic Annual, one of the two main stories was a flashback was when Clark Kent was in Smallville and his powers were already developing. There was a rivalry between this child named Caleb. Caleb makes fun of Clark, especially after believing he cheated in a soccer game. Altercations say the boy ends up revealing Martha Kent's current hair is a wig covered up her head. Bald and with chemotherapy, this only angers Clark off, further justifying that his mother reminds him of when he should and shouldn't use his powers, especially when it involves those who lack his spiritual gifts. Well, you should fucking learn how to teach him the right and the wrong, you fucking bitch. Now, at night, Clark thinks he has to deal with Caleb only to overhear the boy being abused by his drunk ass, bitch ass father. And Clark ends up using his powers to save the man in a truck as he heads down the highway in a stupor. No, it isn't a good thing to long run for Caleb. The boy is made fun of over his drunk ass, bitch ass father, causing Clark to stand up to him, reminding him that Caleb and he doesn't have to act like his father. Well, no shit! You don't have to act like his father. You can be better than you can be than your father. Now remember that. You can be better than you can be than your father. That's why children are here, y'all. That's why children are around. Now, Clark is shocked when his former bully shaves his own head to recover in Martha Kent. This shows how he, even at a young age, Superman inspires to bring hope to all people across the motherfucking world. Because this allows them to choose a better path in their own life, no matter how hard they've been. No matter how hard or how fucking bad your life is, Superman is hope. Superman is hope. He inspires and brings hope to pretty much every fucking living being on this fucking planet. So if you don't recognize Superman and you don't think he inspires you, then there are some real fucking problems. Because now, related to this article, Warlord will suffer the same fate as Krypton if Mongol wins. But we're not talking about Warlord, we're talking about something else. Now, Mongol's harsh upbringing is no excuse to his evil. Well, no shit, we know there's no excuse to his evil. Now, again, Mongol has a son named Mongol Jr. His origin story is also shown. As a kid, he starts off casting off his son to the original Mongol. He's sick and weak. His compassion towards others is when his mom was exiled. His mom, unlike Martha Kent, is an antagonist to this kindness, hoping that her son will instead become ruthless, emotionless brute and kill his dad. And he eventually embraces his mentality over the time he ages. He even kills his mom after he showed him that the same compassion for what once he was criticized for. From there on, Mongol Jr. would even have to be a ruthless leader and warlord. Now, no different than his dad. In fact, he is, in his childhood, could be considered far worse than his dad ever was. His son is expected to be just as heartless as his progenitor. That's just a fancy fucking word for saying your dad, your elders, the person who fucking gave birth to you. The fucking person who gave you your father's and mom's genes. Okay? That's what a progenitor kind of is in easier words. Now, as unrelenting as his childhood ever was, Mongol still chose to walk the path to villainy, making him no different than his father, and he grew to hate. He hates Superman and Caleb, and they both showed up for how power always involves a choice. Power is a choice, assholes. If you don't know that, you are dumb. You are dumber than a bag of hammers. Power is a choice. Now, no one can rise to this occasion without showing that what is best. And the story still shows him choosing up his villainous role, and he could have just fucking rejected it. But no, he wants to be a villain, so let him be a fucking villain. If he wants to be a villain, be a villain. If you want to fight for good, fight for good. It's not that fucking hard. Now, of course, that would have resulted in a death. Killing his mom and embodying her cold, cruel words and all his choices. Illusion or not, this could be drawn to fellow Superman foe, Lex Luthor, who has many continuity in the Superman universe, just like his abusive father named Lionel, no relation to the Train. Now, though he may have hated his father, he still chose to go down the path of evil. and show pity and excuses thrown in his way. Okay, let's keep this going. Keep this going. Okay. If this ever goes. Now, the greatest power of all is compassion. Yes, that is the human's greatest power. The greatest power of any human being or anyone is compassion. This shows what Quark showed to his bully friend as he's made a new turn of a new leaf and casting off his father's ways. He shows as an adult working as a community outreach person, helping kids teach them soccer in a compassionate way that Quark shows him. Now, Mongol has simply been shown some other kindness, but only turns different. Now, in the end, however you choose between remove any kindness from your heart, becomes the exact opposite of Superman from the process. Okay, guys, you get me? You get me? You understand me? You understand me? Okay, guys, so I'm just letting you guys know there is no excuses to any of that, whether you choose the path to be a villain or you be a path to be a hero. You be a path to a villain or a hero. You can only be one. You can only be one. That's the biggest lesson today. The biggest lesson today is you can make the choice. You have the power of choice. If you want to be a villain, you be a villain. Be locked up. If you want to be a hero, be a hero. Do good things. Help people. Do helpful things. Be nice to your mama and daddy. That is the lesson. Okay. Throwing my hat across the room. And again, guys, let me know your thoughts and you have a great day. Bye.